August 15th, 2026. This is just going to be showing how Wapato spreads by clones. Hello, pretty kitty. I'm doing something. Hold on. So, this I just pulled out. This is like a quote-unquote main, even though this one also came off another one. But you can see all the roots coming off of these. Let's get little baby leaves. And then off of this, we get this other one. You can see it's connecting all the way back there. We got this little one. We have this one. And we have this itty bitty little baby one that's just started. So it's tiny. You got little baby leaves that aren't even, whatever you call that yet, notched. Whatever word we're going to use for that. And then there's another little baby one right here. Hold the leaf so I can show you. So, yeah. If you're familiar with lots of invasive plants, this is native here, Savannah, Georgia, I should say. It's also just native to most of North America. I know it for sure, pretty sure it goes up into Canada. Not sure how far it goes into Mexico. I'm not sure, like, oh, we got a leech. Alright, that was by accident. These leeches don't bite, they hunt snails. Because this was covered in snails when I pulled it out of the garden container. I put them all back in the container, but apparently got a leech. Alrighty, so the leech will, oh, we got 2 leeches. Okay. Oh no, we got lots of them. So that's 4 leeches. 5. Oh, and a little shrimp. Alrighty. Cool. And these leeches don't bite people. Like, trying to get them out of here will probably be the most difficult thing when I'm ready to put the plant back. Because they're kind of like jumping spiders. They won't just go on something just because you put it in front of them. Even if you put your finger. Thinking they're leeches, so they would like to go on me. No, they don't. They want to hunt snails. These guys are pretty big for this undescribed species. So I'll presume they are adults. Anyways, yeah, these leeches don't bite people. They just hunt snails, and they don't even seem to be very enthusiastic about that. Because I've seen them just, like, crawl up to snails and then go the opposite direction, so... yeah. If you're familiar with taro, which is invasive here in North America, you'll realize, hey, that kind of does the same thing. It sends out I think these are called stolons instead of rhizomes, because it's, like, closer to this than it is to a root, even though rhizomes aren't roots either, but you know what I mean. Maybe, kinda, you know what I mean. Look how many leeches we picked up. Oh wait, that's a reflection in the, there's a bubble there, okay. Anyways, these leeches are a quote-unquote new species, aka undescribed species, which means nobody's like written a research paper. What is that? I don't know what that is. That's not a leech. Unless I'm actually finally seeing a leech swim, but I don't know what that is. Alright, so another mystery creature in the garden containers, garden pond. Yeah, I don't know what that thing is. Oh, this leech has babies. We are getting so off topic. The little curly thingies you see under the leech's belly, they carry their babies around with them. Cool. Anyways, yeah, I have no idea what that thing is. Is it another one? Yeah, what the heck are those things? Maybe it's an aquatic slug. I don't know. Maybe I should just give a bunch of context. Anyways, I'm growing Wapato, which is what this is, Sagittaria latifolia, in big plant pots, mostly from Aldi, because they had them for a good deal. There's a layer of dirt in the bottom, and then there's a layer of sand, so that the dirt's not just flying everywhere all the time. Yeah, I want to know what that is. And all of the Wapato in this particular container came from the tops that broke off the tubers, or corms I should say, that I bought, and then these all just resprouted, so they're all cloning themselves like this. I am going to go back to that topic, but there's lots of tadpoles in the container. I found at least one dragonfly slash damselfly larva. I don't know how you tell them apart. Lots of tadpoles, I said that already. At least 3 species of snail. And the leeches, and whatever these things are now. But they aren't leeches, because leeches do the little army worm crawl. I don't know what that is, but hopefully it's native. We don't have any mosquito larvae in them, because I guess the tadpoles are eating them. Unless that turns out to be a mosquito larvae, but I think they swim, and those are just kind of crawling. So, yeah. I wasn't planning for all the wildlife to come to the pond, but I'm happy that they've chosen to do so. I just wanted to grow Wapato, which is working out fine, and the animals also like it, so that's awesome. So yeah, that's why there's leeches in here that I'm not surprised about. Here you can see they do a little, they stretch out. They have suction cups on their front and their back, so they usually hold on with the back one. Then they stretch their head out, and then they find something to grab onto, and then they pull themselves forward, like a little inchworm. And they are worms. Whatever these things are. Let me just hold the camera really still so we can see how fast it goes. Yeah, I don't know what that is. Very interesting. Anyways, if you're familiar with tarot, that's the timer for me to remember to get the yellow camera back out of the container. Let me set another 10-minute timer because it can go for longer. Anyways, if you're familiar with tarot and some other invasive species, you may have thought, wow, it's really similar how Wapato spreads itself through these stolons and connections to form new little plants. Yep, that's something a lot of plants that grow in water have, because it's just good practice. Because, so imagine this was like rooted into a riverbank somewhere, and then there's a hurricane. That means that all of these can break off, and it can spread to new areas, and still stay where it is if it has any luck. That's why a lot of plants will clone themselves this way, because it means even if, like, I don't know what eats the foliage of these, we'll pretend for a second that deer do. Imagine a deer comes and just chomps all of the main one. Then it's still got all these little baby things, and they can continue its legacy, its living legacy. Here, there we can see a leech. You can see the difference. Leech stretching out. I think that one's also carrying babies. Stretching really far. Just looking for something to grab onto. You can come back on the plant roots. It'll make it easier for me to get you out of here. Well, but yeah, there's 2 leeches, or maybe it's a reflection, I can't, no, but it's 2 leeches. Three leeches. It's just so many leeches in here. Yeah, I just wanted to show this, because there's not many videos that, like, show its growth habit, and how it spreads and stuff on it. And if you see the little segments on these roots, that's like a key feature of all the things in the genus Sagittaria, so they got these little stripy segmented roots. So you can look for that if you find a plant, because not all of the leaves look like this. Some of them, I'm still zoomed in. Some of the leaves look really different. These are also just tiny leaves at the moment. They can get much bigger. But yeah, just wanted to show this because I am putting in a lot of effort to remove water hyacinth from anywhere that I can reach it in wild locations. And I'm hoping to replace it with Wapato and pickerelweed, maybe some other native water plants if I can get my hands on them that will be able to do exactly this. Because if we can get some Wapato established like this, that means there is that much less space for the water hyacinth to come in. And water hyacinth is not native, it's invasive. And apparently so many people just don't know what is wrong with invasive plants. So the metaphor I came up with is, so like all plants have a place that they can grow. They have specific light requirements, water requirements, like soil pH, whether it's like acidic, basic, whatever, stuff like that. So like think of it like all plants have an assigned parking spot, since most people drive. I don't drive. Let's say everybody has an assigned parking spot. That's the only spot you are allowed to park. And if you park anywhere else, you're going to get in trouble. An invasive species is somebody else coming in and stealing your parking spot. But they're not getting in trouble for it. So, and then they're not just taking your parking spot, they're like parking a whole limousine like across 50 parking lots at once. We'll just pretend it's a line of limos, okay? So you have nowhere to go now because they've parked across all of the parking spaces and like put broken glass or whatever so you'll pop your car tires if you try to park anywhere near them, just for the sake of the metaphor. Yeah, so the problem with invasive species, unlike native species like Wapato, is that a lot of the time they have no natural predators, they're like animals. Most plants get eaten by something, but invasive species have a lot more chance of not having any herbivores that want to eat them, so that they don't get damaged. And they just get to take over more space and all that stuff and take up all the resources. Usually they don't like provide many benefits to wildlife like most native things like Wapato here. It produces edible seeds that birds and other things will eat. Not entirely sure what exactly eats Wapato seeds yet. Haven't had it long enough to like see anything coming in for them. Sometimes the flowers are not designed in a way that native pollinators can access. Stuff like that. But the basics is, like, you need native plants because they will provide much, 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 much more benefit to the environment around you than invasive or other non-natives, even if those aren't invasive. Like, crepe myrtles aren't particularly invasive. I have seen a bunch of feral ones, but like not on the level that it's like an emergency. But they're not really doing much for anything. Like they don't really, look at that leech. Oh, you can see the baby. Big babies. I don't know at what point they leave to go swim off on their own, but those ones are pretty big. Oh, little piece of root thing there. Oh, and it's kind of floating away. And there's that thing. Whatever it is. Anyways, I'm just kind of rambling at this point, but yeah. Oh, if I didn't mention, the reason we're growing these, not only because it's cool and native, they also form edible corm, C-O-R-M, which is like a bulb, like an onion, but instead of having layers like an onion, it's just completely solid. But they're edible. Is that the thing? Or is that just that leaf thing I was looking at before? That's just the leaf thing. Okay. We got another leech. Anyways, yeah, I don't remember where I'm going with this, besides just wanted to show the growth habit. So, even if you start out with a little itty-bitty thing like this, as long as it gets some water, nutrients and stuff, and can photosynthesize, you can get more. And it'll just kind of fill up the container eventually, and you'll get lots of edible corms, cool plants, native plant stuff. What are you? Looks like it's got little white eyes on the front of its head, but I don't know what the heck that is, so that's really cool. Hopefully it's not invasive. Anyways, yeah, somebody, if you like handle leeches a lot, you're gonna have to tell me how the best way to get leeches off of something that they're stuck to. And they're not getting stuck to me, they're getting stuck to my underwater camera, which I'm putting in the little container ponds to get underwater video of the tadpoles and stuff, and then the leeches like to grab onto it, and then I can't get them off again easily. I just kind of have to nudge them with a leaf until they stop sliding along with the, like, water surface tension or whatever. Look how long that leech is. But if you see the bulge back towards the end of the body, that's where it's holding the babies. Alright. Well, we'll get a few more seconds of this leech. Yeah, see, that's how they travel. I have not found any bigger leeches in the pond containers yet. I still not clear on how these guys got in, besides maybe they came in with the snails, but that raises the question of where exactly did the snails come from? Because we're near a marsh, but we're not, like, it's not like we're right next to it where the snails could just go, like, I don't know, a couple feet and climb up into the container. But I'm not complaining, because they're cool. And it's an undescribed species, and I get to make my pictures of them public domain for all the researchers. Now I'm gonna go find out what that is. I was gonna say I'll film until it comes out in here and I can get another picture. There we go. Get a bunch of pictures of it moving, and then we can make a little GIF. And we'll also get a GIF of that leech. Alrighty, that's it. Hopefully this was entertaining, slightly educational, mostly entertaining, listening to me ramble. Alrighty, that's it. I gotta go put all these back. Trying to decide if I want to put this Wapato back in the same container or put it in a new one. I'm gonna be giving a lot of them away for free on YouTube to people, and then they just gotta give them away for free when it's time for them to divide them. Alrighty, bye-bye.